All right, there we go. Hello, hello. Welcome to Monday. It's a very rainy one here today, pretty dark out. The cats just had dinner, and normally they get sleepy after dinner, but they seem to have gotten the zoomies tonight, so if you see them zipping by, that's why. I'm going to start in just a couple minutes. I'm going to pull the chat up on my phone. All right, perfect. So as you can tell by the title and description, we're going to be working on spine and shoulder mobility tonight. If you have 2 blocks, we'll grab those up and we'll tuck them off to the side for now. We will have the option to start in a block supported position. So if you have them, awesome. If you don't have them, don't worry about it. You can definitely make do without. I think the starting position is the only time we'll be using our blocks tonight anyway. But blocks are a wonderful investment in your yoga practice. I use mine all the time. I never roll my mat out without them, so strongly recommend. Ooh, it's a little cold in here tonight. But this will be a nice, gentle 30-minute class, and it is perfect. 6:59. We're gonna get started in just a minute. Oh, Alice, right on time. Thank you for joining us tonight. Ready to work on your spine and shoulders, Alice? Yes. All right, I'll do my little welcome and then we'll get going. So welcome. If you're new here, my name is Rachel. We are here every Monday at 7 p.m. Atlantic Daylight Time or 6 p.m. Eastern for a 30-minute gentle beginner flow. We are going to be working on spine and shoulder mobility tonight. If you have 2 blocks, you have the option to start in a block supported position to begin. Taking the blocks to a T on your mat. So one will be for the back and one to support the head. So it might take a minute to kind of line that up if you are using this block supported start, but it'll look kind of like this. So you'll have a nice little chest opening and also support for the head. I recommend using your medium or low setting. I wouldn't go to the high one. Great. It just take a minute to line that up. So if you are using blocks, slowly working your way down. The one on the back at about the mid upper back between the shoulder blades. And then the head one is obviously to support the head. Letting the arms relax wherever is comfortable. You can send the legs long. You could plant the feet. You could even take bottoms of the feet together, knees wide, if you wanted a little hip opener at the same time here. Alice, you're preventing my hip from opening. And we'll settle in with some nice deep breaths as you arrive on your mat this evening. Depending on the time of day, maybe it's just after work, or maybe you're doing the recording in the morning. Finding nice, deep, full inhales through the nose. And exhaling from the mouth, softening closer to your mat. Forgot to mention, if you are not using your blocks for your starting position, you can just lie flat on the back. You could take the arms out to a T, maybe to a goalpost. Finding any comfortable reclined position for you to start. We're going to take about 5 more breaths here. Feeling the body relax a little more with each exhale. Great, we have 2 more breaths on the back. Great, as you finish off that last breath, if you're on your blocks, taking a little roll off to one side to just tuck those blocks out from under you. Just toss them off to the side and we'll take it right back down onto the back. Now this time we're arriving flat on the back. If you're already on the back, no need to scooch anything out from under you. We'll bring the feet to plant about hip width distance apart and parallel. Let the arms fall by the sides. We'll take an inhale here, noticing the natural curve in the low back. With an exhale, tucking the tailbone, squeeze the glutes to lift the hips, bridge pose. With an inhale, starting to roll that down 1 vertebrae at a time. The mid back comes down, the low back comes down, and the hips come down. With an exhale, tuck the tailbone, we'll lift it back up. Inhale, rolls it down nice and slow. Exhale, tucks to lift it up. Nice. Let's try about 3 more breaths here as you work through this bridge. Really thinking about that tuck of the tailbone, lengthening the low back, and try to articulate through each vertebra as you roll it down. Great, let's take 1 more. And then meeting back flat on the back. Great, let's give the knees a hug in towards the chest. And then release to plant the feet the width of the mat. So nice wide plant. With an exhale, letting the knees fall over to the right. Inhale, pulls it through center. Exhale, lets them fall over to the left. Nice, let's take a couple more breaths, moving through these windshield wipers. Great, we'll take 1 more to each direction. So this is my last one to the right. And then last one to the left. Great, slowly bringing the feet back to plant. We'll take the feet in a step closer and let both knees fall over to the right, finding a gentle twist. Now you can remain still here in this gentle twist. You could take a peek over to the left if that feels okay for your neck. Or another variation, you could go for your cat grabbing its tail here, kicking the left leg straight out to the right side. Right hand can reach down to grab for that foot or calf. You can stay here or squeeze that right heel in towards the butt. Left hand can reach down for the top of that foot. This is a pretty intense twist to start, so you can pick any of those variations that feels good for you. We'll find about 3 more breaths in your twist of choice. Really thinking about both shoulders anchoring down towards the mat here. Last breath. Nice. If you're trying that cat grabbing its tail, releasing that extended leg, we'll bring the feet back to plant and let the knees fall over to the left. So we have our same options here. You could stay in this gentle twist with the knees over to the left. You could take a little peek over to the right if that's okay for your neck. Or you could go for your cat grabbing its tail, kicking that right leg straight out to the left side. Excuse me, cat. Left hand reaches to grab that foot or calf. Left heel squeezes in towards the butt. And right hand reaches down for the top of that foot, then replacing right shoulder down. Great. Once you find that twist, we'll take 3 full breaths here. Great, last breath here. Wonderful. If you're in that cat grabbing still, releasing those feet. And we'll bring the feet back to plant. Give the knees a hug into the chest, slipping hands into the knee pits. Contract the core around the spine and take a little rock up to a seat. And come right up to a crisscross applesauce. So crossing the legs. Sliding the hands to the front of the shins. With an inhale, reaching the heart forward, shoulder blades squeeze together and down. Exhale, rounds the spine, contracts chin to chest. Nice, let's go again there. Inhaling it forward. Exhaling to round it back. Great, we'll take a couple more breaths to work through these seated cat-cows as you move through the spine. While you're here, really thinking about linking that whole breath to your movement. Great. If you want a slight variation, the next time you round back, holding that heart forward shape as you lean back, imagining your head is going to connect to a wall behind you, and then rounding the spine to tuck. I'll show you that again. Inhaling to come forward, starting to lean back, head connects to imaginary wall, exhaling to then round. Nice. Whichever of your cat-cow variations you want to go with, that lean back or just the classic tuck it back. We'll take one more breath. Great. With the next inhale, let's reach the arms up tall, rising up through the spine. Right hand comes down by right side body. Exhale, left arm reaches up and over to the right side body stretch. Inhale to take that up. We'll take left hand down. Exhale, the right arm up and over, side body. Inhale takes it up. Exhale takes it to the right. Inhale takes it up. Exhale over to the left. Nice. We'll take that over one more time. Inhaling up. Exhaling to the right. Pausing here. I'll bring the left hand just behind the ear. With an inhale, turning the chest towards the sky, opening the heart. Exhale, turning towards the ground. Left elbow points down. Inhale opens. Exhale closes. Let's try one more here. Inhale open. Exhale close. Great. With the next inhale, let's rise back up tall. Exhale takes it over to the other side. Left hand down, right arm reaches up. Bring the right hand just behind the ear with an inhale, turning chest towards the sky, opening. Exhale turns it to the ground, closing. Nice. Let's inhale, open it up. Exhale, close. We'll take one more breath here. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Nice. Inhale takes it all the way back up. Take a little lean back to uncross the legs, plant the feet, and tuck them off to, tuck them off to one side to come forward to your tabletop position. We'll come behind all fours, hands and knees, wrists under shoulders, and knees under hips. We'll take one of our cat-cows here, inhaling to reach that forward. Exhaling to push away and round. Great. Let's bring that back to a neutral spine and take the hands just a step outside of your mat. So we have a nice wide plant here. We're going to move into some big chest circles. So bumping the chest over to the right. Inhale as you come down like you're scraping it along the ground. Push it over to the left. Then exhale to round at the top, pushing the ground away. So finding as big of a circle as is comfortable for you here. Linking up with the breath. We'll take 2 more in this direction for a total of 5. Great, last one. Next time you're up at the top, we'll switch that direction, bumping it over to the left. Inhaling as you come down, scraping along the ground, bumping it over to the right. Exhaling, pushing away at the top. Nice, we've got 3 more here. Nice, last one. Great, meeting back up at the top, we'll step the hands back to your parallel position, or back to your normal tabletop position, and exhale it back, child's pose. Arms reach forward, forehead can melt down. Now, if you're looking to add a little more shoulder opening in your child's pose, you could grab up your blocks and place those under the hands to add a little more depth for the shoulders to sink. Or you could come up on your fingertips, your spider fingers, to add a little more opening without your blocks. We'll take just 3 breaths here. Forehead can melt down towards the mat, or if you happen to be abundant with blocks, you could even stick a little block to support the head. Great, last breath. Nice. If your hands are on those blocks, we'll just tuck them off to the side to replace hands down on the mat. Grip into the fingertips. Inhale as you pull up. Take a little shift forward, lower all the way down to the ground. Hands are just under the shoulders, pressing into the tops of the feet, little squeeze of the glutes. With an inhale, peeling the heart up, baby cobra. Exhale, release it back down. Really think about tucking the tailbone here. Inhale to take it up. Exhale, releases down. We'll do one more little baby cobra roll. Inhale it up. Pausing here. This time we'll place the forearms down on the mat, coming into a sphinx pose. So taking elbows under the shoulders or slightly forward for an elongated sphinx. That'll be gentler on your low back. Gently drawing the shoulder blades together. Nice. You could remain still here. You can add in a little neck roll, one of my favorites. Gently knocking right ear to shoulder. Rolling chin to chest. And left ear over to left shoulder, moving in a slow half circle as you take it back. Great, we'll take just a couple more breaths here. Moving nice and slow through the neck. If you're looking for a bit of a deeper back bend here, you can also come into your seal pose. Slowly bringing the head back to neutral. Really squeezing the glutes, pressing into the hands to lift the elbows. Seal pose. Nice, we'll take one breath in. And exhale brings you back to your sphinx. Nice, so you're taking those neck rolls, bringing the head back to center, and we'll release it all the way down to the ground. Taking left hand under the shoulder, reaching right arm straight out to the right side, palm down towards the ground. Let's bend into the left knee, and exhale, rolling over onto the right hip. Head can relax down towards the mat. Nice. Left foot is reaching for that right hand, but it doesn't have to come anywhere close or even touch the ground. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Great. With an inhale, let's slowly start to undo back onto the stomach. Sliding right hand under the shoulder, Take left arm straight out to the left side, palm down. Bending into the right knee. Exhale, rolls it over onto the left hip. Letting the head relax down. Just finding an opening through the front of the chest and shoulder. Take 2 more breaths here. Great. Slowly start to undo that back to center. Taking both hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes, and we'll push it up to a tabletop position. Nice. From here, we'll keep those toes tucked and take the hips all the way back, downward facing dog. Maybe finding a little pedal through the feet once you arrive here. Little move of the hips side to side. Pressing strong through the arms as you stabilize through the shoulders. We'll take 3 breaths here for any little movements, or you could stay completely still if that feels right tonight. Great, finishing that last breath, let's start to walk the hands to the back of the mat, meeting in a forward fold. Nice soft bend in the knees, letting the head hang heavy. With an inhale, we'll come up to find our halfway lift, bringing length through the spine. Hands can come to the shins, thighs, or blocks. Exhale, releases to fold. Let's take that again. Inhale, lengthen out the spine. Exhale, release and fold. So with the next inhale, we'll take it all the way up to standing, sweeping the arms up overhead. Once you arrive at the top, we'll step right foot just behind the left. Left hand grabs for right wrist, side body stretch, reaching up and over to the left. Nice. With an inhale, undoing, reaching the arms back up. Exhale, release to fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise it up to standing, arms sweep. Right hand grabs for left wrist, left foot steps behind the right. Side body stretch, over to the right this time. Great, with the next inhale, stacking back up, uncrossing the legs. Exhale, release to forward fold. Inhale, lengthen it out, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to standing, sweep the arms. Exhale, replaces the arms by side body. Nice, let's heel toe the feet out the width of the mat. So nice wide, heels in, toes out. We're going to sit down into a malasana, finding a nice deep squat. Hands come to heart center, triceps pressed to the inside of the knees. You can always add blocks underneath to support you here, or even have an object to hold on to in front of you. So you can find little side to side rocks. But I am going to show you a fun stretch for the back here. So we're going to take the hands and bring the top of the hand to press against the side body, making these little chicken wings of arms. These arms will come just in front of the knees, and then you tuck the chin and gently squeeze the knees together, rounding the spine, finding some space between the shoulder blades. Space in the mid-back. I don't know what this is called, like a chicken malasana. If you are here, we'll take one more breath. If you're in your normal malasana, one more breath. Great, slowly undoing those arms, we'll bring them back to heart center. And with an exhale, drive it all the way up to standing. Big squat, tuck the tailbone at the top. Feet heel toe back into parallel hip width distance. Inhale, sweeps the arms. Exhale, releases to forward fold. Inhale, lengthen it out, halfway lift. Exhale, folds, planting the hands. We'll crawl it forward to a plank. And then pike the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice, we got one more thing before we take it to the ground. With an inhale, rising up on the toes, shift it forward to a plank. And with an exhale, we'll push it back, downward facing dog. Down dog through high plank rolls. We'll take a couple more of these. There's two ways you can push back. You can either push the legs straight back or bend into the knees and glide it back, rippling through the spine. Whichever one feels right for you, pressing strong through the arms, strong through the shoulders. We'll try 2 more breaths of these spine rolls. Last one. Great, with the next inhale, we'll come forward to a plank once more and lower the knees, tabletop. Wonderful. From our tabletop, we're gonna come into a puppy pose. Start to walk the hands forward, keep the hips up high as the chest sinks down towards the ground. And you can have a block here to support the forehead. You can bring the forehead down to the mat. But really thinking about keeping those hips up high. We're just going to take 3 breaths here. This is a hard one to do with a mic on. Great, we are going to transition from here back to our Sphinx. So starting to grip into the fingertips, keeping the forearms down as you gently pull up and shift forward, and placing the hips down. I love that little transition and also the one we're about to do. Let's pick up the right hand, bring it just behind the left elbow in your Sphinx. Grip into the right hand as you roll onto the right side body, all the way onto the back. Flipping like a pancake. Great. Once you're on the back, we'll stretch out into a big X shape. Taking the arms up, legs long. Oh, I always knock over my water when I do this. Taking up lots of space. We're going to come into a side body stretch banana. So we'll pick up the right leg, gently cross right ankle over the left. Lifting the head, neck, and shoulders, shifting those over to the left as well. Now we want to keep both shoulders down towards your mat here. And if you like, the left hand can grab for the right wrist and maybe guide it a little further. Breathing lots of space through the right side body. Take 5 breaths here. Great, last breath. Slowly starting to undo. Stretch back out to that big X shape before taking it over to the other side, lifting the left leg, left ankle crosses over the right, gently lifting the head, neck, and shoulders, shifting those over to the right as well. Trying to keep both of those shoulders down towards your mat, inverting that banana to the other side. If you did so on the other side, right hand can grab for left wrist, Maybe guiding a little further. Find 5 breaths here. Great, last breath. And slowly starting to undo. You can stretch back out into that exhale one more time. And with an exhale, letting the arms start to fall wherever feels comfortable as we settle into a little shavasana to wrap up this evening's practice. Finding a nice comfortable spot. Let's take 5 nice deep breaths on the back, letting each exhale sink you a little closer to the mat. Great, once you finish those last breaths, you can bring the feet to plant, letting them fall off to whatever side feels more comfortable, and using the opposite hand to press up to a seat. And thank you for being here tonight. Do I have a cat to show you before we go? Yes, I definitely do. Thank you for being here. We'll be back next Monday, of course. Oh, oh, this cat was so silly. He's so upset that I picked him up. Oh no. No. If you are on Patreon, there is a live class tomorrow. We're going to do a slow flow, playing with more shoulders and spine, building on some concepts we worked on tonight. And on Thursday, every week we do Pilates at 7 p.m. Atlantic Daylight Time or 6 p.m. Eastern. Thank you all for being here, and I will see you next Monday. You are welcome. Bye, everybody.